We are operating on a frequency of 52 megacycles by authority of the Federal Communications Commission. A test program follows. To you who are trained technically, I need hardly say that there's still a number of problems to solve. I guess you know them as well as anybody knows them. But I think we've proceeded far enough to justify the statement, at least, that these technical problems are not insurmountable.
Good evening, everyone. I pressed the right button this time. Welcome to the Coach Show, for the most disorganized Coach Show that we have had thus far.
Just checking we won't be muted.
So I finished work like 15 minutes ago and then had to prep everything for the show, and like the usual hour I give myself. So we're a little bit sort of still getting our grips here. How is everyone? How many people we got in the chat, Brett? 6?
2 or 3.
3.
Should grow. Hopefully, should grow.
Oh, 2. We've had better numbers to start with, but yeah. Firstly, apologise for not being here last week, guys. Quite frankly, I think I had what was the coming on of a migraine for 3 days and was not surviving. And Brekka Syots, welcome. And with that, between Brett and Brett's minor surgery pains, we'll leave it as that.
Yes.
Not to worry people.
I was in extreme discomfort, would be the best way to put it.
We decided last minute and not giving anyone any warning that we weren't going to run the show until we put it on Discord about 8:30 or 7:30.
I'm pretty sure it was like an hour beforehand on Twitter and Discord.
Awesome. Okay, so we did tell people, which is good.
Yeah.
So apologies for that. We do try and run this every week, but there's just some days when we just cannot. So moving on today. So we've now at the end of the group stages, and so let's start off with the most important news. Everyone has a week off this week, and apologies for those in Sanctum who have now on their second week off. Or third week off. The reason being is we wanted to give everyone time to select their decks. So at the end of the show today and on the website, probably tomorrow morning, we'll be announcing the playoffs. Now we are going to have a total of 3 cuts at the end of this. We will have the top 16, we will then have the second 16, and then we will have the third everybody left, which is probably about 16. Give or take, because we've had a few drops in the numbers down. The pairings have been done, that we will go through them on the stream, and it essentially is if you won your group, you do not only do you get 1 week off, you get 2 weeks off. So again, if you're on Sanctum, we're sorry for the month off. There's nothing we could do. It's crap. I'm sorry, guys. And what we're expecting is by next Monday, we are hoping that everybody will be able to submit their playoff opponent's deck. So
just like with the start of the event, it's a case of we couldn't really, we had no idea what the PEM was going to be until today, until all the results were in. So there was no way that you could get the formats in for today. So the best thing we thought was to do is, rather than rushing you to make a rash decision for the qualifiers, which determine which cut you go in, would be to give a week, allow testing, and at the same time announce the top 16. So the qualifiers, you will know who you're facing if you win your qualifier. This will allow the people in the top 16 to be able to start their testing against 2 possible opponents. And then next week, after you've played your game, you'll then have to get your format choices in for your top cut or your qualifier opponent. The biggest issue about this is going to be ones like cut 2 and cut 3, where they won't even be paired until that week.
Yeah.
So cut 2 and cut 3 might be running a week behind everyone else.
No, I mean you'll be able to work out who your pairings are, and you can even submit your pairings for either teams. So if you,
This is true.
So there's ways we can handle that. but that's what we have going forward. And so what we'll publish tomorrow is we will publish the playoffs online. We will go through it today, and then hopefully in a few days' time we will publish who the top cuts once the playoff winner who they will be playing, so that everyone's ahead of time to know exactly which decks they'll be dealing with.
There was still some discussion around KOTE 10 in the Discord and the Patreon channel, but basically too much time has passed now, so the most the most voted idea and the most talked about idea is the one we're going with. And after speaking to our creative consultant, it would appear we're going to go with a casino theme. I was all for the Wild West theme, but they said they want to go for a casino theme. They think they got some good ideas for that, and they should have it done for us by the 26th. So basically, we won't see it until you won't see it until the actual Tuesday we announce it.
So 2 weeks today we will announce the next format. So Brett, I suppose the important question then to ask you at this point is, next week what are we going to do on the show?
I'm not here.
So
I'm up north visiting family. It's close to the anniversary of my father-in-law's death, so we're going to see family and being able to, and everyone's been together. So you could play the Kiraken with some viewers on Tabletop Simulator.
So I was just thinking, because we missed last week, we could go back and do round 6 games and the quiz, and we got the quiz. We got the slides and the quiz for this week. But
I've put all 12 questions together.
So we'll do the quiz for the slides this week for round 6. But next week we'll come on. We'll just do a bit of updates, and we will just do.
But I will be in Buxton.
Okay, me and a volunteer from the community or someone I've blackmailed into joining. Slogans. I will ask him after this. We'll go through and commentate the 3 games around 6. Just to keep the flow going, and we'll go through any news and just go through what we're highlighting for. Have you? I know you've not really looked at them yet, but do you have any idea which playoff game you're going to select to record yet?
I couldn't quite make heads or tails of the actual thing, if I'm honest.
I gave you a list of teams with a number next to them.
You did, but I didn't know. There's 6 buys. I imagine I can take it the C bracket is the qualifier number.
Yeah.
In that situation, then I would go with 6 or 4, possibly 3.
Now I better bring up the list myself. So let's bring it up just so I can see this. So playoff. So we have 6 would be a good one. 3 would be good.
I don't think 3 would let us record.
I think you're probably right. 6 would be good. I quite like 5 though as well.
Like 4. I like 4.
Well, the reason I like 5 is one of the teams we haven't really put on stream, and they're doing a hell of a lot higher than they normally come. But then 1 would be good too.
So no, all 8 would be good, but we can talk about this after the games when people can actually see what we're talking about. Because at the minute we're just talking into the ether.
But it's so much fun. But you're right. Well, let's do this properly. So, in terms of any news and all that stuff, so in 2 weeks' time we're gonna bring you up with the format. Are we still planning to do a quiz the week after the final?
Well, that depends on what we're doing, because I believe we're taking a month break before.
Yeah.
We go 10.
So we could do a quiz the week before we start. The week before we close the registration for KOTE 10. So we are planning to have a break between the events. I
imagine you're still going to want to stream because you're enjoying the scheduling of it.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see if we have something to stream about, and we'll see how we go with that.
We could do some versus games. We could do some community commentary. We could do Kiraken. We could do. So we could play. Hell, we could play something other than Keyforge.
Don't be silly. There's no other games than Keyforge. Sorry, my puppy's trying to get in.
We could play some Civilization 6 or 5.
That would be entertaining to see. Why people want to watch Keyforge and we sit here and getting completely demolished by the barbarians on easy. Yeah, I could see that happening.
You play with barbarians?
Well, I haven't worked out to turn them off yet.
Yes, because you play 6. When I play 5, it's just like bye.
I play 5 and 6. So 5 is a better game, I still think. But 6.
I love 5. I love it.
Right. So in terms of news today, I have no idea. Do you have any news commentary that came in today?
Nothing from the other events. Oh, hello. Bye bye.
Your son's off.
Uh,
Your son's off to
No,
bed then.
the wife's looking. The wife, you know, in bed. She's coming to get something back. The KFPL had the Dark Tidings survival event, bring 2 Dark Tidings decks. 21 people entered. Only 1 person could leave, and Mr. Ugluck once again walks away with the win. But there was some very strong players in there. It was a very much like this coat. This coat was a smaller, more concentrated exhibition of skill. We had, I believe, Cameron was there. Slogans, because if there's a Keyforge event, slogans is there.
Apart from us.
No, yeah, that's true. He's not here today. He's not in this one.
Ah, he just needed his break. But sorry, carry on.
No, from the streams, I started watching the stream, and it would seem to be some very strong decks. I believe some of the decks that we're going to see today took part. I went away for a little bit because I had to take some tablets and do some stuff, and I came back. It was over. I was like, the 8 rounds were over in 4 hours. That was intense speed,
Yeah, especially for Dark Tidings.
especially for Dark Tidings.
Yeah.
The other thing I would say to it is that there are a lot more leagues coming. I believe the NKFL have got their league starting incredibly soon, and it is open to non-Scandinavian or Norse, as they probably go, players. I believe Aurora's taking part this time. It's a quite strange system that they've got in place, but they've got a nice big Google Docs in there that explains it a lot to you. There's other leagues. There's the casual loop, and other things like that. And if you know anyone who's looking to get into the game, I believe that Sky Jedi, is it? He put it on Twitter. I'm gonna lose my mind here. If we can try and find it. If you know anyone trying to get into the game, there's somebody on Discord. Sky Jedi is basically reforging a load of his decks. He's in the market to get rid of anything he's not going to play anymore. If you want a pack of them, it's completely free. I imagine anyone should cover postage, but if you know anyone trying to get into the game, or you want to get some decks from one of the greatest devs of the Crucible, speak to Sky Jedi, and he's looking to rehome a lot of his decks.
Awesome. That's really generous of him. And if you're in the UK area, I'm happy to rehome some of my decks. That won't be as good as his, but...
Speak to Mr. Kong.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm giving him 40 decks, a playmat, and some other stuff for 30 quid for a intro to new players event he's doing on the 24th.
Alright, cool. I'll reach out to him then if I get a chance. Awesome. Alright, guys.
Yeah.